On the subject of confession,
It's another instrument like others, and the reason why I chose it was because it existed in the religious traditions of major religions for a long time to actually articulate one's problems, and and to find expression for it, and to say it, and then it to be heard, and then it should be estimated, and if it is sinful or problematic, then it can be corrected or it can be charged. It's a way to a metric for one's psyche, and so it was an important attempt at psychiatry and of psychology and of coaching and really a fine tuning of people's capacities in a way that I talk about too. So certainly confession, acknowledging one's problems, and not only one, but when you have confessions, you have also confessors, and the whole structure which is required of the confessor institutions.
what about recession?
Recession. Well, I mean, they say, modern economists are saying that there is really no need. They used to think that recession was important for growth. Eventually, that you'd like an autumn to a spring, that it is necessary. And then there are counter views that actually with slow and steady growth, you can avoid recessions. But what I think is something else. It's telling of decay, when something in a system becomes either too efficient and until it's a state of inefficiency, or a state that or that to find solutions or better solutions don't pay off. So eventually there is a state of decay. The way to structure eternal reform is very, very important for AI, for artificial intelligence, because as we are going to create automation of the way we do things, we will need to automate the way we correct. It's for another session.
And defeat?
Defeat. Well, I mean, again, defeat is like when you're defeated, you acknowledge that everything that until that time, it depends how big the defeat is, but everything that has brought you to that defeat has not paid off. And, unless there are extraneous circumstances which have caused the defeat, and it shouldn't have been. But if you're defeated one time, defeating is not losing once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Defeating is it suggests that you're at your last end, and one has to then recognize that one's way has been possibly mistaken, and then to rethink one's presumptions. I don't know. I think that the idea for me, defeat, is then to regroup, rethink, and I think it's an important idea. That's why I listed it.
Is this a part of that protocol that you're talking about? All these different...
Sure. Well, the idea is that the material world is entirely malleable. That's what we know from quantum physics. That the electricity works in waves. They're trying to understand how the quarks they don't know if it's a particle or a wave, and the up and the down quark, and they're trying to figure it out. And it is just I think that we now know what it looks like. There are waves, and the people are saying it. It looks like water. The way that water waves work, that's the way that energy sort of flows. And what is fascinating about it is that energy, like water, can change form. Water from liquid, it can also become a gas. It can become hydrated. It can become air. It can move around and in steam with different rules. The same substance. So too with with electricity. But ask me how we got onto this subject.
So we got to the subject because we were talking about certain concepts like sympathy, confession, recession, repeat, and I was thinking maybe this is a part of the protocol that you were suggesting should be built for the artificial intelligence in the future.
Yeah, so our reality can be changed and is malleable. So the question is how to make it. And I heard it just said recently that instead of randomly guessing or predicting your future, one can create the future. And the question is, how does one create, and on what basis, and inspired by what things? So I'm saying to combine, to collate the best practices of the human experience into ideas, into intellectual instruments, and then eventually conveyed into algorithm, into repetitive ideas for event. But so these great instruments that have taken all of our attention for so long, has taken so much time, and that they're not forgotten.